The fourth activity involves three different things here. As we look, the first one part is a custom watermark, and that's going to be this background type image where you can type basically right over the top of it, and it'll appear on every single one of your pages automatically. The next one will be inserting this called date and time function. Sometimes you just insert the date, but the reason to put it in versus just typing it in is that you can set it to update automatically. So once you submit your assignment, if I don't open it up for 3 days later to grade, the date should be updated and it should have the correct time that I open it up. And lastly, we'll do a page border that's more than just a blank kind of black one. So in a blank document here, we can go under a couple different ways to kind of do some of this stuff. The first one here, if I remember correctly, if we go under the Design tab, and then if we go ahead and I move this over on the far right side under the Page Background group, click on Watermark. And as this comes up, you have a few that are kind of brought up here, and some people may put it like a draft copy or confidential, things like that, just in the background as kind of a reminder. You're going to click what's called Custom Watermark. As the dialog box approaches here, you're going to have a few different options. You could put a picture in as a watermark, and then you'd be able to type over that. Sometimes you may see that every once in a while. We're not going to do that, but it's an option for the future. We're going to do a basic text. The text that you're going to put in there is your last name. You can change the font as you wish. This one is a little bit tougher because you can't really see how it's going to look. So kind of be careful with that. So when I hit OK, I'm not sure how it's going to look. The size of it, we can just probably put it on auto. You can make it bigger and come back and change that if you want. Change the color if you so choose as well. Hit apply. Alright, so we see how it looks there. Well, let's make it 36. See what happens. So you can see how small that actually got there. So let's make it a little bit larger. I'll hit apply. Probably even larger than that to make sure it's going to be of decent size and somewhat readable. Alright, so as you can see, you'll be able to type right over the top of it. The next one we're going to look at here is using that date and time function. So if I'm just clicking right up here, and that's a fine place to put it. If I go under the Insert tab, and if I look here over on the right side under the text grouping, I click date and time. You can pick a variety of different ways to do this. I want you to pick the one that I have set up. And I believe that one I have set up here is basically like this. Alright, so it has the current date, has the current time. You will want to check this box that says update automatically. If you do not check that, it's going to have the date that you are actually making this right now and the time you are making it. So I'm going to hit update automatically and hit OK. Now if I hit enter and I try to click on it, notice it's going to highlight it itself and it has this update feature, and that's what you want. Lastly is we're going to do what's called a page border. And the page border, if we look here, and if I have a few different places, it's under back into the Design tab, and over on the far right side, we also have a thing also called page colors. You're not going to do anything with that, so you know you would never be able to print a page color out, but it's good for viewing it online. So a page border, and be very careful because sometimes you may go into this borders and shading function if you do like the tables and different things like that. Always make sure you know the difference between the Borders tab and the Page Border. Under Page Border, you can pick a few different options here. There's a box style, a shadow, 3D, or a custom. Now I'm just going to click on the box for now. You can pick something fairly simple here. There's ones with a few different lines on it. Some don't look as great as others. But let's say you wanted to pick one of these. Alright, and you go ahead. If you wanted to change the color, which in this case I do want you to change color, I don't want it to be black. You can change it to red. If you want to change the thickness of it, you could do that as well. So let's say we want it a little bit like that. And so you could apply it to the whole document. You could do it to this page, second page, those types of things. Hit OK, and it goes around. Another option for you is if you wanted to do an art type aspect. And there's a variety of different ones in here. So let's say we see something, maybe you want to do kind of a holiday type aspect to it. And this one would just be flowers here in this case. And so you've got a variety of different options there. It's just kind of a way to enhance the page a little bit for you. And once you're done with all 4 of these, you can go ahead and submit all 4 of them in an email to me.